Hi everyone, my name is Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading, and I am going to be clearing up my Goodreads. It is the end of the year. It is December, it is the last month of the year, and I want to go into next year with a clean slate on Goodreads. So I have a few books that I have started and for various reasons haven't finished. Haven't DNF'd them because I was enjoying them. It just, things happened and they've been sitting with bookmarks in them. And they've been sitting on my currently reading on Goodreads for a while. So I want to go into next year with a clean slate. So I want to finish these books and get them off my Goodreads. So I have 3 books in this vlog that I need to finish. The first one is One Day We'll All Be Dead and None of This Will Matter by Sakachi Cole. I also have City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. And the first book that I'm actually going to be reading in this vlog is We Are the Brennans by Tracy Lang. This book I started, I think in September as part of Vaultathon. I was hosting Vaultathon and this was part of my TBR. The week of Vaultathon, we had a hurricane and went without power for 5 days. And this book just didn't get read. It just didn't get read. I did read while we were without power, but this book was just not the vibes that I wanted. I kind of just wanted something cozy because I was frustrated that we were without power for like 5 days. So this just wasn't what I was wanting at the time. So I put it down and have never picked it up since. I only made it to page 66. So I still have most of this book to read, but I do want to read it. I just haven't picked it up since. So let's get it read. Let's get it done. Let's get it off the currently reading on my Goodreads. So this follows the Brennan family. It follows Sunday Brennan. She has been in a car accident in LA. She was drunk driving and was in a car accident. She has moved back to the East Coast to live with her family while she is recovering from her injuries and going through various court things that need to happen. So Sunday has decided to live with her brother on the East Coast. He owns a bar and the bar is kind of on the brink of a financial disaster. So Sunday and her brother have to navigate how to save the family bar. And I believe there's also some sinister people kind of trying to make sure the bar closes. So I'm not sure exactly all of what goes on with that, but that's what I get from the synopsis. And also from what I remember of the 66 pages that I've read. But again, it was 4 months ago and it was only 66 pages. So let's dive in and see what I think of We Are the Brennans. Hi everyone, I finished We Are the Brennans. This was actually a very quick read. I finished this in less than a day. It is only like 270 pages and I had already read 66. So I only had about 200 left, which is maybe why it was a quick read, but it also switches perspectives through pretty much everybody in the family. And I just really enjoyed the way it was written. Also, the way Tracy Lang switches from one perspective to the other was really interesting to me. So at the end of each chapter, it would kind of end on a conversation between 2 characters, the one that you are currently in the perspective of and the one that you're about to switch to. And the last kind of line from the new perspective would be the first line of the next chapter. And I thought that was kind of a cool way of switching between perspectives. I haven't seen anything like that before, so I did like this. This was a family drama, which typically not my thing. I actually, for some reason, when I bought this, had it in my head that it was a thriller. I obviously had not looked into the synopsis because it's definitely not a thriller. Not sure why I thought it was. So when I bought it, that was what I was thinking it was. When I got it, I read the synopsis upon owning it and realized it was not. So I was a little hesitant to pick it up, but then it worked for Vaultathon prompts, so I was going to use it for Vaultathon and then ended up not finishing it. But I'm glad that I did. I actually did enjoy this quite a bit. I'm going to give it 4 stars. It was interesting. Will this sit with me for a long time? No, but I did really enjoy it while I was reading it. So that's, it's a 4-star for me. I was interested in the story. I was interested in the family. There was a lot going on. Sunday has just returned home. She has been in LA for 5 years, and she has just been arrested for drunk driving. She's come home to kind of heal from this accident that she's had. And while she's home, we start to find out secrets that this family has had hidden. Each member in the family has their own secrets. And about why Sunday left 5 years ago, what's going on currently with their family business. Denny has borrowed money from basically a criminal to help pay for an expansion in the business, and nobody knows about it. And this criminal has definitely a vendetta against the Brennans, and they don't know why. And those secrets become revealed. There's also a little bit of a mystery in the second half of this book of who has done something, and that was interesting as well. So like I said, I did like this. 4 stars. It was really good, and I enjoyed my time with it. The next book that I hope to finish in this vlog is One Day We'll All Be Dead and None of This Will Matter by Saakachi Cole. This is a short story collection, and it is nonfiction. I had this on my Bookopoly TBR. It came up as one of my chance cards, and my plan was to read 1 short story every day and finish it before the month was over. That plan worked for 2 days, and then I never picked it up again. It wasn't because I wasn't enjoying it, because I was. I find that happens with short story collections. If I keep picking it up and putting it down, I kind of forget about it. Maybe I should just sit down and read it through, which is what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to sit down and read the book through. So again, this is a nonfiction, and it's described as a debut collection of fierce and funny essays about growing up, the daughter of Indian immigrants in Canada, a land of ice and casual racism. So I am really excited to be picking this up. I was finding this very interesting. I was very interested in Saakachi's story and her short stories, and the way she is telling it. There's a bit of humor, there's a lot of truth, and I'm just really excited to dive back in and read it how I probably should have read it the first time, from just cover to cover, so that I didn't put it down and forget to pull it back up. I have officially finished One Day We'll All Be Dead and None of This Will Matter by Saakachi Cole. I really found this book so intriguing, so interesting. This is a short story collection of Saakachi's life growing up as a daughter of Indian immigrants to Canada. She discusses racism, she discusses feminism, she discusses racism that she has experienced or her parents have experienced. She has discussed Indian culture here in Canada and also visiting India. She discusses what it is like to be a woman in Canada, particularly a woman of color. And I just was so intrigued with her story. I'm not going to rate it because I don't like to rate other people's experiences, but I do highly recommend. I really enjoyed it. The truth and just hearing her experience was so interesting, like I said. Also, the sarcasm and witticism in this book just made me want to keep picking it up and reading it. So this was a slam dunk. I can't believe I have been waiting to finish the book for so long. I only read the first 2 stories, and then it's been sitting on my Goodreads this entire time. Why? Because as soon as I started reading the stories, I just was so interested and just went through them and finished it off, and now it is off my currently reading, and I'm so glad that I did. I only have 1 more book that is currently sitting on my currently reading Goodreads shelf. It's been sitting there for a few months now, and that is City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. I was participating in a read-along of this series with Pris's Patreon, and I missed the live show for this and just stopped reading it. It wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it, because I do feel like these books are actually quite fun. They're not great works of literature, at least not in the early books. Again, this is only book 3, so I haven't read that much. But I think they're a good time. Like, I had a good time reading them. I wasn't not enjoying it. I just missed the live show, had other books to do for vlogs and various things, and just didn't continue until now. So I'm going to finish it. I am currently on page 80. That is where I stopped when I missed the live show. So I still have most of this book to read. I have like 500 pages, I think. yeah, almost 500 pages to read. So I have a lot of this book to finish. This is definitely the one that had the most still needing to be done to accomplish it. But I would like to finish this and not have it sitting on my currently reading anymore. And then I've cleaned up my Goodreads, and I would just love to go into next year with a clean slate on my currently reading. That would be amazing. So let's do this. Let's finish it out. And just start next year with a clean currently reading slate. I'm only 500 pages away. Let's do it. I have officially finished The City of Glass, and my Goodreads currently reading is done. I am not currently reading any books except for the book that I'm about to start reading, and there's nothing hovering over into next year. That is very exciting. I'm very glad that I did this Goodreads cleanup vlog so that I'm going into next year fresh, not with a bunch of books that I've been reading for like 6 months. I'm so happy about this. I'm gonna give City of Glass 3 stars. This really felt like the end of a book, and I think it might have been originally, I think it was originally just a trilogy, which is kind of good. I enjoyed this. It was a good time. It's very predictable. I very much knew what was going on. Nothing really surprised me, but I did enjoy my time with it and did like it. So again, gonna give it 3 stars. It's not the best book that I've ever read, but it's certainly not the worst. And I enjoyed my time with it, but it was very predictable and all the things. So that being said, I still don't know if I'm going to continue with this series. I do have the next few books in this series, so I think I'm going to give the next series a try soon. So probably sometime next year I will continue with the Mortal Instruments. I also think that the other books, they start to kind of like age up a little bit, and I might enjoy the later books a little bit more because they are a bit more complex. Fingers crossed that's actually true. And that is the end of this vlog. Done, finished, got off 3 books that had still been sitting on my currently reading, cleaned up my currently reading. I feel so accomplished and ready to start next year on a fresh slate. I'm just excited to start my reading plans for next year. I have so many exciting reading plans for 2023, and I feel like now I can get started on them and do it and start the year. So I'm very excited for that. But that is the end of this vlog. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.